All right, so you're thinking about moving to Miami, Florida, but you don't know where to start. Today, I'm going to discuss with you where you should move and why you should move there. A lot of people, when they think of Miami, they think of Miami Beach, they think of Brickell, they think of the Grove, they think of the Gables, and they think of South Beach. But if you're seriously considering moving to Miami or moving to a new neighborhood in Miami since you're already living there, you should consider moving to Kendall, Florida. I'm going to talk to you about why, some points to consider, and then obviously at the end of the video, you can leave your comment as to why or why not you would move to Kendall. All right, so point number one is location. Location is always important when you're looking to make a big investment, especially when it comes to a home, right? Specifically when it comes to a home, I should say, right? Kendall is close to a lot of the highways, so you have access to the Palmetto Express, you have access to the Turnpike, and you have US 1 running all the way down. So the commuting is much easier and much more efficient compared to other areas within Miami. The other thing is downtown Miami, like Brickell area, is only 20-30 minutes from Kendall. So if you're not within the rush hour time zones, you can always drive downtown, have your fun, and come back down to Kendall, right? You also have the Metro Rail that runs all the way down, So you can, if you wanted to commute and you don't want to go through the traffic during rush hour, you can take the Metro and then take the Metro all the way back. Now, point number two is housing, right? One of the biggest reasons people choose Kendall is because of housing. You get more for your money. You pay less and you get more. It's pretty simple. If you move to Brickell, you move to the Grove, you move to the Gables, you're gonna pay more, you're gonna get less, you know. So if you're a smart individual, you know, you would move to Kendall for that reason. Especially if you have a family. You're gonna get a bigger yard, right? It's close to a lot of the good schools, and it's close to really, really good hospitals. So if you have an elderly that's living with you, that's to your access right there. Okay. Also, if you were to buy a house and chose to rent it out, the rental side of real estate is also very strong. So you can rent it out with ease. Or if you were looking to rent, you could also rent at a much cheaper rate than if you were to move to Brickell or Miami Beach or South Beach, or any area other than Kendall. You know. Point number three, it's the vibe, it's the culture. Miami's heavily influenced by the Latin culture, heavily influenced by the Caribbean culture. So if you love to have a good time and you love to eat good, Miami's the place to be. Specifically, Kendall is the place to be. You have a lot of the restaurants here, right? You have places to go out, like bars here. The food is amazing. From the rice, the black beans, to the ropa vieja, to the carne asada. You know, Me personally, I'm not Hispanic, but I do love me a good cafecito. So if you love to have a good time, you love to eat good, Miami's the place to be, and Kendall's the place to be. Point number four, I'm gonna brush up on the schools a little bit again. Kendall has a lot of high-rated public schools. Within all of Miami, as the highest rated public schools. And you also have the options for private schools, for charter schools, right? You have Miami-Dade College by there, okay? is like 15-20 minutes from there. So you have access to all the best schools in Kendall. All right, point number five. This is for people that like to shop and that like to entertain. You have the Dadeland Mall, which is a beautiful mall. It's one of the biggest malls, and honestly, it's one of the nicest malls aside from Brickell City Center. If you love to shop and you love to eat, Dadeland Mall has you covered. in Kendall. You also have the falls, which has more of an outdoorsy vibe. It has the inside and the outside. So it has a lot of restaurants as well. They have live entertainment on weekends sometimes too. They have bands playing, local bands playing. So you can enjoy that with your family, with your friends. Uh, Also, movie theaters, bowling alleys, a lot of nature. All of that is there in Kendall. So if you love to entertain your guests, if you love to be entertained yourself, and you love to shop, Kendall is the place to be. All right, number 6. If you're into nature, you're into parks, you have the Tropical Park, which is a local. It's a favorite of the locals. It has trails, it has picnic spots, you can do horseback riding there. If you're into more activities, Indian Hammocks Park has you covered there, right? It has tons of space for sports. You go bike there, you just hang around there. And then, if you're into alligators, the Everglades is a little bit more west of Kendall is the Everglades. So you can go there, see yourself some alligators. You could do air boating, right? You could go bird watching. You could go kayaking. So a lot of nature-oriented things to do in Kendall. Point number 7 is jobs and healthcare, right? Kendall has one of the highest rated hospitals in Florida, specifically South Florida, right? Baptist Hospital is right there, and it's consistently ranked as one of the highest hospitals in Florida. Job-wise, a lot of people commute to downtown or Brickell, as I mentioned. Some take the metro, some do the rush hour commute. It can take an hour, to be honest. But Kendall itself has a strong job market, especially in healthcare, especially if you're in education or if you're in retail, right? With remote work also being so common now, you may not even have to commute. So these are things to think about. Kendall means you get a peaceful suburban vibe, but you will also be close to all the action. Point number 8 is community and safety. This should be something that everybody should consider when they're purchasing a home or looking to live anywhere, right? Is how is the community and how safe it is, right? In Kendall, there's a lot of local events, there's a lot of farmers markets. You have access to a lot of organic food like eggs, raw milk, even at these farmers market. If you're in nature and if you care about your health, those are options for you, right? There's also neighborhood associations. A lot of the neighborhoods are gated, right? So that's something that you should definitely consider when you're looking to move, and Kendall has you covered there. Point number 9. This one is for people that like to think further ahead in life, right? They're not thinking for today, they're thinking about growth aspect. Kendall is an area where you're in the middle of all the action, right? So Miami is expanding west, right? And Kendall's right in the middle of that. So you're right where the action is. So if you buy a home here, more than likely the value of your home is going to go higher and higher and higher. So when it comes time for you to sell, you're going to be able to really sell it for a profit. You're not going to lose money, right? So this is something to consider if you're planning on buying a home and living there, and later on planning on selling it or whatnot. You're going to be sitting on a gold mine. So yeah, in conclusion, I'm just going to say that if you're looking to move to Miami, you should consider Kendall, because you get more for your money. You get a diverse culture. You have amazing food. You have good schools. You have tons of shopping. You have strong community. And you're going to still be close to all that there is within Miami. Kendall checks every box, right? It's not flashy like South Beach. It's not hyped up as Brickell is, right? But that's exactly why most people move to Kendall, right? It feels like home. So if you're curious to move to Kendall, hit me up. I'll leave the details. And if you have any questions or concerns or comments, please put it into the comment box. Like this video, subscribe, and I'll check you guys on the next one.